Hey dudes, welcome to Hobo Tough Life. This game came out a few days ago. I thought it was kind of a joke game, like a meme game, but I figured I'd give it a shot, and actually it's super good. It's like a really legit survival game. You're playing as a homeless person trying to survive, basically. There's crafting, base building, bonuses, skill system. It's a really chunky game. Like there's a lot in it, and I kind of got hooked right away. In the beginning, when I first started it a couple days ago, it was really difficult. I was like freezing to death, dying, caught by police, by cops. Thugs were beating me up. Like it was rough, and I was trying to look up some YouTube videos, and I really couldn't find any. Actually, most of the videos that I found on this game were like in Russian, so I had no idea what people were talking about. There's one YouTuber, My Usual Me, and he makes great videos for it. He's the only person I've actually found that makes really solid videos about this, or at least like he has like 5 seasons. He's been playing this game for a long time. So if you're interested in this game and this content, definitely check him out. His name's My Usual Me, and he makes a lot of great videos for it. But anyway, while I was looking for tips videos, I couldn't really find many. So I figured, well, there's not many videos out of this game, so maybe I should just make my own now that I kind of have a better understanding of it. So I have a list of like, I don't know, let's see here, how many is there? 9, 8, 9, 10, something like that tips, just for people kind of starting out. So I'll start a new game here. We'll name this Tips 1. So the first tip, sorry, we're just a normal, I haven't unlocked any other ones. So tip number 1 is we're in an area called the pit. Does it say? Maybe not. No, it doesn't say. Anyway, this area here is called the pit, your starting location. Some of your first quests and stuff are in here. But free loot is the first tip, free loot. So if you turn around right in the beginning, let me explain a little better first. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. This area is called the pit. In the pit, there are a ton of open containers that you can open and loot from. These you need perks for. Other things are locked that you have to unlock or you have to steal from and whatnot. But there's a lot of these just open containers where you can take everything. So this first tip, I'm going to show the locations of all of these containers. Here's your first quest. Well, we'll skip that for now. All right. So the car there, run straight up. This is your first base. To the left here, second container. Next one, this car. And then this pillar. Then to the left of that, you have these containers inside the storage container. The other side there, that's another perk related one. You basically just hug this left area. Another one. Now all these items that you're getting from these free things are going to be mostly crafting materials. If you sort by all, crafting, food, whatnot, crafting materials is mostly what you'll be getting. Rope, electric parts, glue, duct tape, fabrics, junk. I did just loot a cigarette, so I guess you can get some of them as well. Boards right here. Then over here you go to the car. More of them. Now, if you plan to steal a lot, I would suggest grabbing these boards too. Stealing is like this. Takes a little while. You loot it. You gain stealing skill. You lose 3 morale. I'll make another video later about how to manage your needs and stuff. But I would suggest that because I honestly prefer burning wood for fires rather than junk. I'll explain that in another video as well. Why? So inside here, cut to your right. Right here. Now the doorway. Car right around the corner. We'll go into this side. Now this is your first kind of like base camp area with NPCs and quests. Grab here. Now these containers are food. So everything we've looted so far, including this back one here. This will be the last one. Let me show you that real quick. Flashlight. Right here. So all of that has been crafting materials so far. Now there's 5 containers in this camp that have food as well. This is one of them. These will all be Yeah, these will all be strained drinks and scrap food. So strained alcohol, scrap food. Same here. Get a cigarette in there. Those two. And then you go up these stairs. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. And that's, oh, I forgot one more box over here. Oh, there. Okay. So, just from that first run, we've ended up with all this, which is, like, pretty solid. So, things like strained drink and alcohol, you'll use to make this, a life bringer, through the crafting menu. Haven't learned it yet because it's just a new character. Scrap food. A lot of people eat scrap food just because it gives +1 food. Don't do that. Don't eat scrap food. You can turn it into many other things, which I'll explain later. I don't want to make this video too long. So that's the end of the first tip. I'll show you the next one in a moment. Okay, tip number 2. So we were just over there in that section. Now we're here. This is your starting area, starting spawn location, and this is the first base. So tip number 2 is burn boards instead of useless junk. So useless junk is actually more useful than people think. When you're crafting things, you often need junk for stuff. There's 4 levels of junk. There's useless junk, useful junk, and I don't have any right now, but there's epic junk. And when you're crafting things, like for example, epic junk, you need useful junk to make it. To make useful junk, you need junk and useless junk, 5 each, to craft it. So I was having this issue where I was thinking, oh, useless junk, I'll just burn this to make fires. And then after a few days, I was noticing I had a ton of wooden boards, but not much useless junk. Wooden boards, useless junk, sorry, burns for 10 seconds. A wooden board burns for 40. So it's literally 4 times better. Like, if I wanted to do 2 minutes, 2 minutes is usually what it takes to sleep at night, 2 minutes. I can just use 3 boards, and I'm at 2 minutes. In order to hit that, I would need like 12 useless junk. So, my advice, use wooden boards. Save your useless junk so that you can craft it into useful junk, and then craft that into epic junk to make some of the more higher end things. Even right over there, each day you can get 10 wood, like I just showed you, 4 from that first container, and then 6 from the stealing, the one where you have to steal from. Also, this whole section here, there's about 6 or 7 wood containers that you can steal from there. And there's also a lumber shop in there as well that you can get 10 boards for $30 or $15, depending on if you win the minigame. Basically, if you need wood, it's very easy to get. You can like specifically go to areas and get the wood that you need. Whereas useless junk is kind of random. You just grab it out of containers and stuff. So wood is much more reliable. It's a better fuel source, and it's kind of more common if you know where to look. So tip number 2, burn wood instead of useless junk for your fires. Tip number 3, use this charity building here to take care of needs such as odor, bathroom, and laundry service. You'll see on your clothes here you have an odor, a stink. If you're jumping in trash cans and stuff, that'll go up and people will be less interested in talking to you. It's harder to start conversations with them. This is the cheapest place. The charity here, Sister Agnes. You can use the toilet for only $10, the laundry for $50, and shower for $30. This is pretty much half price from the other locations in the game, like the specific area to use the toilet, like the convenience store restrooms. I think that's 20, and using the laundry service I think is 80. Also, once you get higher skill levels, like if you unlock the strategy perk, you can do it for free. You can use the bathroom. You can do the laundry for, instead of 50, you can get it for 20 with strategy, and shower for 10 as opposed to 30. This does require a mini game though. Do that. So, to take care of yourself, to clean yourself, clean your clothes, and use the toilet, do it here at the charity instead. Now the charity is right here on the map. So this was your starting location. This was that first camp area with the food. You can take long steps up here and come here. Or if you're already working around in the city, it's pretty easy to get to. I'll show you right here. Run down this way. And now right out here is one of the other locations for your base, that you can have a base set up. Right here is Bruno's bar, the Shisha, I think it's called. Yeah, right? Yeah, Shisha bar. You'll go past the Shisha bar, straight down there. And if you want to see how to get to this location, here's one of the main streets. So if you go straight down that street, this takes you to the gas station, basically the starting area. Like straight ahead there, if I were to run straight down that road, it would take me to a stairway that goes right down into the first base. So charity, use that for your laundry, shower, and toilet. Cheapest way. Tip number 4, go to the tobacconist when he's not closed. Go to the tobacconist and buy a flashlight and a map as soon as you can. I usually get these on day 0. Like, it's usually some of the first things I buy. This game gets so incredibly dark at night. Like, look at the difference here. You can barely see anything. Flashlight is pretty much a must to play at night. So, get a flashlight. Also, map. If you get a map, put it in your slot. You could probably leave it in your inventory, but these are your hotkey slots down here. You can throw them in there to clear up space in your inventory. But with the map, you could see in the previous one, it was like hand-drawn, like really not detailed. This map actually shows you specifically where to go, so you can see which buildings you need to go to in a more exact location. Circles the area so you can see where you need to do things within an area. It's just very helpful, extremely convenient. So tip number 4, don't skip out on a flashlight and a map. They're really useful. Okay, tip number 5, the dog. Don't skip out on the dog. This is where you get him. So, where we are right now. This is your starting location. This is that first camp where you got the food at that I showed in tip number 1. Straight ahead there, that fire. You run straight along the left wall, and you come to the gypsy camp. In the back of the gypsy camp, in here, Langos. Langos, you can buy the dog back from him, I guess. He sells a dog. You have to pay 300 up front, and then another 300 after that. The next day. It takes 1 day to get the dog. But the dog is huge. It's huge for morale and huge for willpower. And it's very easy to maintain. You equip it on and off, just like a piece of gear. He's out now. Take it off. He disappears. Need him again. Put him back on. There he is. So what you do with the dog, you have 3 interactions. You can interact with it and he'll give you things. This is the main reason you get the dog. He can give you a warm buff, which slowly increases your heat a little bit, helps on cold nights. Morale, which is the main reason that I use it, get 10 morale. A confidence buff, which confidence I believe is like a higher chance to speech, charm maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't used confidence much at all. And then 3 willpower, which is a great way to restore your willpower. The other menu you have is feed. So you have dog food, which is the best one to give him. It gives him full time points, which is 30. But dog food's expensive. It costs 100 each. Then you have scrap food deluxe, which this is what I mostly feed, and then rolls. So one of the reasons I said before, don't eat normal scrap food, because you use it to craft other things. You can craft scrap food deluxe out of it. Scrap food deluxe and grubs. Grub for yourself, scrap food deluxe for the dog. So if I feed him scrap food, he goes to 25. Do it again, 30. And now, the last thing, bonding. You can see here, this is your bond level with him. It slowly goes down over time, and his time points slowly go up over time, just like all NPCs. But if you want to quickly get his bond up, so for example, my morale right now is 64. I want to interact and do +10, but I can't because I need 40 bond. So you'll go bond, use 5 time points, and you get 5 trust with him. Puts the bond up to 43. Now I can get morale +10. Now my morale 74. So having this dog almost eliminates morale issues. You can simply go like this: interact, morale, interact, morale, interact, morale, morale max, 100 morale. And all you need to do is feed him. So it's that simple. You can just keep going. Give him 1 deluxe food, get 10 morale. So the dog is definitely not something to skip out on. I know a lot of people think 600 gold coins early on is a big investment. It is, but day 1 or day 2, get the dog. It'll help you immensely and save you so much money from having to buy other things like Playboy magazines and the other things that give morale. So yeah, next, that's the last tip. I'm sorry, that's that tip. Dog, get it for sure. Okay, next tip. Tip number 6, level 4 skills at a time by talking with random passerby NPCs. So here's our list of skills: speech, begging, trading, stealing, dumpster diving, crafting, lockpicking. These are your main skills in the game. These are all the things that make you money, basically your RPG progression system. So when you talk to an NPC, I got her right off the bat, first one. It's based on your charm, your charisma. So the higher your charisma, the more chance you'll be able to start a conversation. See, this guy said forget it. This girl said go away. Leave me. Okay, no one wants to talk to me now. Jeez. Okay. Maybe 39 charisma's not all that much. Okay, got another one. So you might have to go through quite a few before you get it. Conversation is the speech skill. Beg is the begging skill. Sell is trading skill. And steal is stealing skill. I think the easiest way to get experience in all 4 of these skills is to do one conversation. Conversation is usually always 99% as soon as you open a dialogue. So one conversation, okay, and now everything is boosted +20. So go to beg, failed, but I got speech and begging experience. Sell, I can sell this item if I want. I got 10 trade experience. I'll just hit escape to back out, and then steal. Now I got steal experience, and I can steal something if I want. So from that one conversation, I gained skill in speech, begging, trading, stealing. You can see all my skills. I'm only on day 7, just started day 7, and I have pretty much halfway through most skills. So if you want to practice all those skills at the same time, just run around, talk to NPCs. One, no, done. Speech, begging, trading, stealing, all on one NPC. And this is this train station area is where I like to do this skill grinding the most, because there's just the most NPCs that I found. They're all coming in and out of the doorway here, walking through the park area. So yeah, okay, next tip. Okay, tip number 7. I just kind of thought of this last minute. So most people, especially me for the first few days, I was using the mouse for everything. Like scrolling down here, conversation, okay, beg, sell, steal. It takes a lot longer doing it that way. So the next tip is to use the E button. I'll show you how much quicker it is. Actually just on the last tip. But E is the interact or activate button, like in most FPS games. Okay, come on now. Yeah, I really need to get more charisma. Jeez. Okay, so scroll with W and S, And you can do this much quicker. E, down, E, down, E, down, E, escape. So when you're trying to spam grind skills or get through dialogue in general, you don't always have to use the mouse. Use W and S and the E button to activate it, and you can scroll through menus much quicker than actually moving the mouse around and clicking. Small tip, but you know, since I just showed how to grind skills, I thought it might be useful, save you a little time. Okay, tip number 8, trust and time points. Trust points and time points. So when you interact with an NPC, like doing a quest or anything, you'll see 2 levels here. You'll see trust and time points. I don't know if that's the real name or not. It's got an hourglass, so that's what I'm going with. There are minimum requirements for both trust and time when interacting with NPCs. So, for example, with the dog that I showed, pull the dog out. He has 30 time points and max 150 trust. If I want to interact with him, at the top there you see requires 5 time points and 80 bond, which is basically trust. Or 5.60 bond, 5.40 bond. So since I have 46 bond, 46 trust, I can activate this for 5 time points. So this will go to 25. Now, whenever you interact with a temp job, like right now we're at the temp job agency, or getting scrap runs from the gypsies, it's usually, almost always when you're doing a quest, is a 10 minimum time points. However, when you activate that quest, it uses all time points. So right here is 73. If I check for jobs, she gives me a job, it used all 73 and gave me the job. However, since the minimum is only 10, that means when she has 10 points, you can come back and get another job. So if you're trying to min-max or get as many jobs in a day as you can, don't wait the longest amount of time. Come back when they have 10 points and get another job. Go do some other stuff, come back, get another job, back and forth. Like you saw, she just had 73 points. If I came back every time she got 10, that could have been 7 different jobs that I could have done in the time that I didn't. Now, later on, you'll do temp jobs and stuff less. But in the very beginning, like the first few days, matter a lot in this game. So if you can manage your time and reach the trust levels for certain NPCs that can kind of get you what you need, it can make life a lot easier. So pay attention to the time points. Basically, just remember, most actions for jobs and whatnot require a minimum of 10. So try to come back at every 10, and you can get more done in a day than you normally otherwise would. A lot of people think you can only do things 1 time per day, but actually it's just a time point limit. So once you reach that limit, you can go do it again. Okay, next tip. Tip number 9, saving lockpicks, or better put, not breaking lockpicks. So when you go to unlock something, when you go to lockpick something, you'll get this menu pop up, very similar to other games. Each lockpick has a certain amount of attempts that you can do before it breaks, and that's also depending on your lockpicking skill. If you have a higher lockpicking skill, you can get more chances before a lockpick breaks. So just to kind of show you that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9, just to check that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, it broke. So 2 times broke at 9. Now, if I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Escape. Open it back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Escape. Open it back up. You can see down at the bottom there, lockpicks 8. Still 8 lockpicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can basically never lose a lockpick again if you find out how many attempts you have at your current skill level to see where your lockpick breaks. Do 1 under that. So for me, my pick breaks at 9. So if I do 8 attempts and then hit escape to close it, open it back up, you can get another 8 attempts before it breaks on 9. Now, each time you do this, the position changes. I shouldn't have unlocked that. Anything else I can kind of show this with? Okay, so the position right now is right in the middle. If I escape, now it's over here. So each time you escape and open up a new lock, the position changes. However, you get your full attempts again. So you don't have to worry about breaking lockpicks. You can actually go through the entire game with just a few lockpicks. So that's tip number 9. Tip number 10, scrap metal and what you should do with it. So, do you remember right up here at the gypsy camp where you get the dog? The same character, Langos, I think, Langos, he gives you jobs, missions, quests to get scrap metal. Basically, you run around the map to different areas that he marks with an X, and you lockpick a container and you steal the scrap metal out of it. You can sell the scrap metal, which is what probably 90% of people do, over here, this guy. So this is that first camp with the food containers, and over there's the starting area. You'll run up this hill, come right over here to this guy, Mr. Cutler. He buys scrap for 30 each. So 10 scrap here would give me 300 coins. And in the beginning, that's what I was doing, selling that to him. However, I figured out if you run right over this way, there's actually something better you can do with scrap metal, in my opinion, anyway. That gives you pretty much the same money, if not more, or a little less. I'll explain. So, if you go here to the craft bench, you can dismantle it, and you get a chance, 95% chance to get 10 scrap iron, 60% chance to get 5 nails or 3 binding wire. When you get crafting 3, you can get metal plates. I don't know what chance it is, maybe 50 or 40 or something like that. Basically, if you scrap one of these and you get 10 scrap iron, that 10 scrap iron will sell for 30 coins, the same exact amount as if you were to sell 1 scrap iron. Plus, you get the nails, binding wire, and metal pipes with it. So there's a 95% chance that you get a scrap iron, but you don't always. So I'll do these here for a second. So see, I only got 9 for that one, 10 for that one, 10, 9, 10, 10, 10, 9, 10. Ooh, I think I only got a few for that one. So now we'll run back over here. Now for those 10 original scrap iron, I would have gotten 300 coins from Mr. Cutler for the 10 scrap iron. Sorry, scrap metal. Now if I sell him all the scrap iron, I get 282. So I lost 18 coins. That's just kind of RNG. I got 18 less coins, but I managed to get a ton of nails and binding wire as well. If you were to buy nails yourself at the store, it would be, they're like 10 coins each. So I feel like doing this method, you get almost the same amount of money. But actually you end up getting more money because the other materials, you don't have to buy the other materials for crafting stuff. You can simply get them free from dismantling. So that's the 10 tips. I don't know how long this video is. I kind of did these all separately. But yeah, hopefully it helps somebody. And I have some ideas for some other videos in the future. Depending on how this video is received, if people thought these were useful or want me to make more, I'm considering maybe doing a video on how to manage all your different needs, like health, hunger, morale, sleep, temperatures, and things. Maybe another video on how to manage your base, the different base bonuses, and my opinions on what is more important or what isn't. I'll probably maybe also do a video on like a day 0 thing, like a kind of like a half-hour or hour-long video on what I think is the quickest way to make like $1,000 on the first day to kind of get you started, like what my routine would be. Maybe I'll do a let's play. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos. Like the video, comment, all that stuff. Tell me what you want to see, and I can make a video on that next. Base building stuff, or bonuses, how to manage your needs, let's play, like whatever. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll see about making that video. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, and see you next time.